Three, two, one. Hello. Welcome to the Radio Check podcast. So, Radio Check,
Loud and clear?
your host Shahed, and I am. I would like to think I'm a content creator. I don't know if that actually counts. I talk about motorsport, and I just share my passion with people. And I really want to work in motorsport, whether on the engineering or media side. That's like I like both sides. I believe I could work in both. Um, and we have our amazing co-host.
Mariam, I'm an AS level student who loves physics, and I'm really passionate about motorsports and the engineering aspect of it as well.
And today is the first episode of our podcast, Radio Check, and we're gonna be talking about the Australian Grand Prix.
What a chaotic race that was.
Chaotic is an understatement. It was a crazy race, and I don't mean that in a compliment.
Six DNFs, Isaac crashing on the formation lap. That was a Lance Stroll move. No hate towards Lance, but
Oh my god. I feel like
just saying.
I was waiting the whole time for Lance. I felt like rain, rookies, okay, we're gonna see some DNFs. And I mean, I don't hate Lance. I'm actually some sort of Lance fan. But I expected a Lance DNF for sure.
Same.
I'm actually happy he did not DNF. He's just proving the haters wrong. And I
And
may be the haters this time, but like, yeah, I'm actually not very mad about it.
let's talk about Albon's move on Hamilton on the first lap. That was amazing. The overtake.
I feel like Williams and Ferrari switched cars because what's going on. Ferrari
Amazing.
is typical Ferrari, missing it up. Car's not good at the beginning of the season. They keep making it better and better. It gets better at the last two races. And what's the point at that time? Just typical. But Williams are, except for the Carlos DNF, I wish that didn't happen as a Carlos fan. But Williams are doing amazingly amazing.
I mean, I saw an article that said Carlos Sainz was working with the pitwall crew as a
Yeah, he did.
strategist.
I saw that.
That
He
was
worked with
amazing.
the
I
strategy
mean,
team for the rest of the race to help Albon.
P4 for Albon, then well P5 after they
After
took back
they,
Antonelli's penalty,
yeah. But I feel like it's also amazing. That's about 18 points.
and they're fourth in the championship as well. Yeah,
Yeah, they're fourth.
they're
They're
fourth in
fourth.
the championship.
They are fourth in the championship. Wow.
I know.
You have
I cannot
McLaren
believe it.
being first, obviously.
Then there's Mercedes.
Mercedes, yeah. Mercedes has the third fastest car, I believe, for now.
Yeah.
Which I think is good.
Mhm.
But also Ferrari, fourth fastest car.
Sauber getting more points than them.
Sauber getting more points than Ferrari. Sauber getting more points in one race than their entire season is actually really impressive.
Yeah, I wonder what they did over the winter. Really, it was a really
Yeah,
short
it's
time, and
actually
how
like
they
whatever they're
improved the
doing,
car.
it's working. Keep doing that. I
Red
feel like
Bull, Liam
Williams,
Lawson crashing out. Yeah, we should talk about that.
Lawson. I feel like Lawson is. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate him, but he is not fit for the second Red Bull seat. He's not experienced enough for that.
I
And
totally agree with you.
yeah, he's definitely not experienced enough for that. He maybe should have like been in a midfield team for a bit longer, and then like maybe moved to the big leagues, like the top teams, like Red
I
Bull.
definitely agree. And of course, talking about Helmut Marko, because whenever Red Bull is mentioned, we have to mention him. He
Helmet.
called Isaac and Kimi and Ollie an A tier drivers. He called Bortoletto a B tier driver. and Doan a C tier driver, which to his surprise,
Yeah,
Bortoleto
I
beat
saw that he
both
called Bortoleto
his rookies.
a B tier driver, which honestly is shocking and it irritated a lot of people because well,
Yeah,
Bortoleto is like
because he won
the
the championship.
yeah, he's the Formula 2 champion. He was the Formula 3 champion before that. So he's definitely not a B tier driver. I feel like look for the Kimi and Ollie calling them A tier drivers actually makes sense when you like think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Johan is not a C tier driver. He may be. I feel like Duhan, his performance is really affected by like mental factors because he knows that he's getting replaced after those 5 races. They're putting Franco in his seat. It's quite obvious.
Honestly, I feel so bad for him, seeing
Yeah, and
that
this
they
because
put Franco in the car for
all
testing, and
that
when they
pressure,
just
all
came for
that
that.
yes, exactly. And all that mental pressure is like gonna play a factor obviously and it's gonna affect his performance in races. He's like they're replacing me anyway, so what am I doing? And I feel like the same thing like happened to Logan Sargent. He knew
Oh,
he was getting
Logan.
like there he was gonna get dropped out of the team, so that also affected him mentally and it like puts a lot of pressure, which does not help. Of course, doesn't make like help in the performance. Yuki is a really good driver and he's really underrated. Like if you put him in a good car, he could fight. You know, he definitely if he was in like the second Red Bull seat, he would definitely like be fighting on podiums and stuff. And actually, he's overtaking the Ferraris with in a Visa Cash App RP. So imagine him in a Red Bull.
He'd be flying. Oh, Norris and Piastri going too deep on the curbs and onto the gravel. Piastri spinning out on the
Yeah,
grass.
when Piastri slipped on the grass, I feel like it ruined the entire race for him. Honestly, like he was P2 fighting for the lead, and then it just slipped, and he went back. He got P9 at the end of the race,
Exactly, it was so sad,
but
especially that it was his home race. I expected him to
yeah,
win,
but
honestly.
I did say. Remember, I posted on my story. I was like, Oscar Piastri home win.
Yeah, yeah, I remember
Um.
that.
But the thing is, it's the Australia home race curse. No
Exactly.
Australian does good on their home race. Exactly.
Um, After that, we had the Verstappen pit problem where it was box,
They were
stay
telling
out,
him,
box, stay
stay
out.
out, box, stay out. But exactly, like they are as indecisive as my 3-year-old sister in an ice cream shop.
That's a good one. Well, Lawson crashed, Bortoleto crashed. Those are the 6 DNFs that we had. Then everyone pit for slicks when the rain kind of
Like
stopped for a bit. 10 minutes later, they were back
it
on
went a little
intermediate.
bit.
There's also Russell inheriting a P3, of course, because Ferrari messed up the strategy, messed up everything. But then it isn't the first time he inherits the place.
Good for him. Who's complaining? Because it's definitely not me. I
Then
mean, maybe Ferrari, but like they only have themselves to blame.
the Ferrari switched positions, so I think I know how this year
I
is gonna
actually
be.
don't quite remember that. Listen, I was I was in the morning. Imagine this is my iPad, and I was in bed laying like this, and I was like, so I don't remember half of what actually happened.
I was watching the
The thing
replay
is,
after I woke up, so I
oh yeah,
I
yeah, you
took notes
actually
of
did get.
everything.
Yeah, you actually watched it, and I was like, oh.
But the
I was
Ferrari
like,
switching positions, I saw this on Instagram, and they made Hamilton let Leclerc through, And I expected that,
Why?
honestly. I'm expecting them to favor Leclerc. Maybe even for the
They
first bit
obviously
of
they
the
are
season.
obviously gonna. Charles Leclerc is Ferrari's favorite child, has been and will be.
Then
Mm.
Albon defending from Hamilton with no DRS. It was
That
literally
no, listen. I actually
that
saw
was
that.
insane.
I actually was awake at the time. Like I was focused, and I was like, "Wow."
I
He got some moves
I
there.
cannot
And the
believe he
car
did that.
and the car was actually actually working with him, not against him.
Shocking
Like
from
yes,
Williams.
finally seeing honestly, yeah, seeing a Williams doing its job. It's such a wonderful sight.
Exactly. That's one of the few things that I was actually happy about during the race. Then we have Lando, Max, Russell, P1, P2, P3, and Lando being driver of the day. Do you think he
I
deserves to
don't
be
think
driver of
Lando
the
deserves.
day?
No, I don't think he deserves to be driver of the day at all. Like, there's a lot of other people that deserve driver of the day.
Exactly.
One of them being
Alex.
Kimi
My pick
Antonelli.
would be Alex. He definitely deserves
He
that.
def-
He
yeah,
drove an
probably Kimi or
amazing
Alex.
race.
Yeah, I was so impressed by Alex. Like the only thing I thought like when the race finished, I didn't even watch the podium. I was like, wow, that was such a drive from Alex. Like it was really impressive. I was really impressed. It was really impressive drive from Alex, and I was like, if Alex can't do that good in the car, what if Carlos was there? Like, could we get like a maybe a P3, a podium? Like
Maybe
I can
win.
imagine. Yeah,
Maybe.
I can. Yeah, I'm not trying to be delusional here, but I can imagine him being in like top five and stuff. Even though he said once like don't expect me in top five, etc. But I can like imagine him being there. It would be. It's making me very delusional, especially because I'm a Carlos fan. So
Same. I totally agree. I'm getting real delusional, and I think he's gonna win races this year.
fingers
So
crossed. Ya Rab, Ya Rab. It's Ramadan. We gotta pray, please, Ya Allah.
exactly. So I think that's all for today. I think we had. Did they click it twice in the
We
beginning and at
wrapped
the
up
end?
set up
Hopefully,
for the Australian Grand Prix.
hopefully the next episodes are gonna be better because it's our
Better.
first episode. We're testing stuff out, and
Exactly.
we're done.